Good Saturday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson, and let's go in and talk about the weather for your Saturday. Starting off, what is going on right now throughout the entire state of South Carolina? Absolutely nothing. We are nice, yes, nice and dry right now. But if we go on and scroll our way out, see what's going on throughout the entire U.S., we do in fact have a severe thunderstorm watch with severe thunderstorm warnings going on over here inside of Arkansas, just to the north of Memphis, Tennessee, and severe thunderstorm watch that goes all the way out into central Tennessee, like the western central part, right there in that middle part. Also inside of Arkansas, parts of Mississippi as well. Rainfall also going on from Michigan down through Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, going on throughout Missouri, Texas. All of these areas receiving rainfall right now, and you even have some rainfall over here in New York, Pennsylvania, a mix of precipitation going on up there inside of Maine, and then some snowfall over here in eastern Idaho. So for the most part, a lot of stuff going on right now throughout the entire U.S. But there is a good amount of clear areas. I mean, you can see over here in parts of the north central, over here in the Four Corners region, the southeast, except for Florida, we're dry. And so if you want to look at that cloud cover for the most part looking pretty hefty out there for the most part. You have cloud cover from the upstate all the way into the Midlands, the PD, the Grand Strand areas, all of these areas, and you mostly see a lot of that cloud cover, a lot of that more compact, a lot of that more put together cloud cover inside of the upstate, while you have more of the wispy type in the low country and in the Grand Strand PD areas. If we go in and look at that cloud cover for the future, though, one thing that I will say is that cloud cover will try to go away as we go into the afternoon. I mean, look at how clear it's going to try and get by the time we get into 2 o'clock p.m., 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6 o'clock p.m. I mean, here's 7 o'clock p.m. One thing also, watch out for that sea fog. That sea fog is back. Remember the fog that we were talking about as we went into last night into this morning? That was sea fog. The sea fog is still there, and it's still present as you go into tonight. And yes, we potentially will have another foggy night as we go into tonight. And then even as you go into like the 4 o'clock in the morning time frame, look at how much it clouds up throughout the state. And look at all that cloud cover that's pushing in from the west. That's from the storm system that we're going to receive later, which we'll talk about in just a second. Current temperatures right now, you have around a good 75 in Somerville, as well as 73 in Charleston, 74 Orangeburg, and 74 in Beaufort, 69 Hilton Head Island, as well as a good 73 inside of Georgetown, 68 Murray's Inlet, as well as 67 in Myrtle Beach, 74 in Conway, as well as 74 in Florence, 73 Hartsville, and 74 in Columbia, Sumter, 73 Newberry, 71 in Greenwood, 70 in Anderson and Clemson, as well as Greenville, 71 in Spartanburg, Lawrence, Union, 72 in Gaffney, York, and Rock Hill. Air quality for today, for the most part, it looks like that we have a moderate risk of air quality index. So for the most part, it's up there inside the upstate. Western low country has their little threat as well. Everybody else, though, is inside the good category, meaning that we don't really have to watch for too much there. High temperatures for today, you have around a good 77 in Greenville, 78 in Spartanburg, as well as 79 in Rock Hill, 83 in Columbia, as well as 80 in Greenwood, 83 in Camden, 83 Sumter, as well as a good 83 in Florence, 82 Chirac, 82 in Kingstree, as well as 81 in Moncks Corner, 82 Walterboro, 73 in Charleston, 78 Georgetown, 70 Myrtle Beach, and 75 in Hilton Head Island. Now for our winds. Winds for the most part are going to be calm. I see around a good 5 to 10, maybe even up to 15 miles per hour in terms of sustained winds. But if you look at those gusts will be gusting all the way up from around a good 13 miles an hour, all the way up to potentially 25, 30 miles per hour today. But throughout the mainland part of South Carolina, because most of those higher gusts will occur once you get to more up there in the very far upstate on the mountain, stuff like that. But for the most part, it looks like that for most of the mainland part of South Carolina, we're just going to be around 15 to 20. Rainfall for today, move throughout the next 24, probably around 20 hours now. 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch goes in for Rock Hill, Winsboro, Newberry. 10th of an inch to a quarter of an inch for Greenwood. 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch for Lawrence. 10th of an inch to a quarter of an inch also for Anderson. And a quarter of an inch to a half an inch for Greenville. And there's the potential that somebody may even get a half an inch to an inch. up there inside of the very far upstate. So make sure that you are watching for that. Crazy score for today, we're at a 34. Why? Well, I mean, we did have the fog risk this morning. That was one of the main reasons why we were at a 34. Also, let me see. Okay, there we go. That was there, and then also just in terms of the unseasonably warm temperatures, that may add a little bit to it as well. Cloud cover, it will clear up a little bit though. Definitely will clear up a little bit. And then thunder chances as we go later into this evening. So that's for the most part the reason why we are there inside of a 34 for today. And so for the most part, it's really just noticeable weather conditions such as minor storms moving in tonight possibly. SPC outlook for today, this is what I was talking about. We do have a marginal risk of severe weather for today, Saturday, March the 7th, 2026. Why? Well, the main threat is actually going to be damaging winds. Yes, damaging winds is going to be the threat here for tonight, really. And we'll go on and show the timing of it and all that kind of stuff, but make sure that you are prepared just in case, you get a severe thunderstorm warning or a special weather statement, wind gusts 40 to 60 miles per hour. All can be possible. Fire weather not expected, excessive rainfall not expected. So let's go and look at the models. Time is at the bottom part of your screen. Make sure that you go in and pay attention to that. But as we go in and push this forward, I mean, even by around 11 o'clock in the morning, you see the HRRR has some isolated shower activity, maybe even a little downpour or two up there inside the very far upstate. It has it painted up there, I mean, in like another 20, 30 minutes or so. And, that continues all the way through. Here's 12 p.m., 1 p.m. Look at all the shower activity we have moving throughout the upstate. 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and it definitely does die down in terms of widespread nature. It's more of like an isolated event, especially once you get more and more into the evening. But look at it as we get into around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock p.m. We have rainfall and downpour activities moving on to the east. And even by the time you get to around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock p.m., that's when our little severe weather threat definitely tries to move through. Now, also, these storms in front of it, these also may try to do something. We'll look at it in just a second. But you can see the rainfall in front behind it as well coming through, bringing in a good amount of shower activity and thunderstorm activity with it. So timing, I mean, probably around a good 6 p.m. all the way through until 12 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, if I was to say a specific timing. Now, in terms of the dew points and stuff like that, going and push this forward, we have, dew points all the way up into the 60s. And then as you go all the way into the 500 millibar winds as well, seeing, what's going on in terms of the atmosphere. I mean, it's, around 30, 40, nothing crazy. If there was a tornado to maybe try to occur, something may try to spin up, it would be relatively weak. I don't think it would be too crazy at all. In fact, there's no tornado threat for us, just in general. And then finally, in terms of Cape, that's the wrong one. I want to look at the surface-based Cape. But you go in and look at it, I mean, we have Cape throughout the entire state, but, we don't really care for the Cape down here because there's not, the severe threat's not there for today and for tonight. So it's really up here. But we are seeing it. I mean, you see, gram or joules per kilogram are around a good 1,300. I mean, you see it dropping, 1,200. So you can see for sure that it's there. And they even have a little bit of a marginal tornado sounding. So the Cape is here. The atmosphere here is primed for it. So, we'll see what happens as we move our way throughout tonight. But the atmosphere is primed and ready for it, if any showers do get going. That's all that I have to say, though. A lot to talk about today, and, there's going to be even more to talk about tonight. Not only because we have a chance of severe weather for today, but also for tomorrow as well. We have another risk of severe weather to talk about for tomorrow. We'll talk about that tonight. And that's all that I have to say. So make sure that you tune in tonight, 9 o'clock p.m. for your Saturday evening forecast update. And also make sure you tune back in tomorrow morning for your Sunday morning forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Saturday. And make sure you hit those 2 buttons before you leave.